The number 1 recruit in 2017 was Tehoka Nanticoke, who was recently dismissed from the Albany lacrosse program after having quite the career. Nanticoke burst onto the college lacrosse scene his freshman year, scoring 82 points and leading Albany to their first ever Final Four appearance. After that, Nanticoke went on to have an up and down next few seasons with more highlight reel goals and also more controversy. It's tough to judge Nanticoke's career as we never really got to see his full potential with his dismissal and COVID, but overall I'd say Tehoka performed below expectations. The number 2 recruit in 2017 was Bubba Fairman, who's currently a senior at Maryland. He's had a solid career so far, notching 35 and 42 points during his first 2 seasons as a Terp. Recently, he's been in a shooting slump, but is a solid starting midfielder for a top-tier D1 lacrosse team. He's also one of the most enjoyable personalities in lacrosse with his happy-go-lucky personality. Although he's a starting midfielder for a D1 lacrosse team, I'd say he's performed below expectations compared to his ranking. Coming in at number 3, we have Arden Cohen, a defenseman at Notre Dame. Cohen is Notre Dame's top cover defenseman, and he started every game of his career. I think it's pretty safe to say that he has performed above expectations. The fact that he found a starting spot on a Notre Dame lacrosse roster as a freshman and has never not started a game, well, that's just pretty legendary. At number 4, we have Matt Moore, an attackman for Virginia. Moore came into Virginia with so much hype, and oh boy, has he absolutely delivered. He won ACC Freshman of the Year after scoring 34 points as a midfielder for the Wahoos, following it up with a program record 89 points as a sophomore, leading UVA to their first ever national championship. He was top 10 in the nation in points per game in 2020, and now he's the QB of the Cavs offense in 2021, looking to lead them back to another national championship. I'm gonna say Moore has exceeded expectations, as he's one of the top players in all of college lacrosse. Okay, at number 5, we have Conor DeSimone, an attackman at Johns Hopkins who came from Smithtown East High School. DeSimone came into college lacrosse with a ton of hype after winning MVP of the Under Armour All-American game and having one of the best high school highlight reels of all time. Unfortunately, Conor found himself at midfield for most of his college lacrosse career, scoring 18 and 17 points as a first-line midfielder for Hopkins in his first 2 seasons. In 2021, new head coach Peter Milliman finally put him back at his natural position at attack, and he's already had more points than he's had in any other season, and we're not even close to being done. DeSimone looks more like his high school days, and he's an excellent starting attackman. But right now, if we're looking at his whole career, I'd say he's performed below expectations. But it's crazy to think about what his career would be like if he had always played attack. By the way, you can always subscribe to the free Lax Weekly email newsletter packed with tips on how to become a better lacrosse player. I'll leave a link in the description where you can go subscribe now. And coming in at number 6, we have Alex Trippy, another extremely talented high school recruit with a nasty highlight reel. Trippy had a solid freshman year for UNC, posting 13 points and starting the final 2 games, following it up with a 19-point season his sophomore year. Currently, Trippy rotates between second line midi and attack for the Tar Heels, and he's definitely a solid contributor. But Trippy has never turned into that top-tier blue-chip attackman college lacrosse player, so unfortunately I have to say he's below expectations. But if you haven't watched his high school highlight reel, I'd go check that out right now. And coming in at number 6, we have Justin Inacio, a Fogo for Ohio State. Inacio quickly made an impact for the Buckeyes, leading all freshman faceoff men in percentage at nearly 62%. Since then, Inacio has battled with some injury, but has been the top faceoff option for Ohio State when he's healthy, and definitely would be a top Fogo on most D1 lacrosse teams. I think it's safe to say Inacio has met expectations, and I look forward to seeing what the future holds for him. And at number 8, we have Conor Moriarty, an attackman at Notre Dame. Moriarty was a late bloomer in high school, originally committing to Villanova before switching to the Irish. Moriarty only played 1 game his freshman year, but followed it up with a very solid sophomore campaign, starting every game and finishing with 31 points. It looked like Moriarty was on track to be an elite ACC attackman, but has since scored 2 points in 2020 and 2021 combined. It was also recently announced that he entered the transfer portal for next year. I guess things never really clicked the way they thought they player we're going to. This one's kind of a head scratcher to me, but I think it's safe to say that Morin has performed below expectations. At number 9, we have Nikai Montgomery from my home state of Texas, and he's a current starting midfielder for Duke. Nikai emerged late in his freshman year during Duke's NCAA postseason run, scoring 8 goals in the tournament and using his blazing fast speed to blow by short sticks and get to the goal. Nikai stepped up more his sophomore year, finishing with nearly 40 points and being top 10 in the ACC in assists. He was having a great 2020 before it got cut short, and now he's definitely having his best season yet, shooting at a whopping 46% with a balanced 10 goals, 12 assists. Nikai has done about all you can ask in a top recruit: make plays as a freshman and become a steady offensive threat the following years. I'd say Nikai has certainly met expectations. And coming in at number 10, we have Alex Rode, the current starting goalie for the Virginia Cavaliers. Rode quickly found himself in goal for the Cavs as a freshman, starting 12 out of 14 games. Then Rode really took it to the next level his sophomore year and was a huge component in UVA's national championship run, winning most outstanding player of the tournament and recording 43 saves. Rode has been saving over 50% in his sophomore, junior, and senior seasons, which is extremely impressive considering Virginia's fast-paced run-and-gun style of play. I bet his percentage could be closer to 60 if he played for a slower-paced team. I think he's certainly met expectations, and I could see an argument for him exceeding expectations. So, overall, 3 players met expectations, 5 players performed below expectations, and 2 players exceeded expectations. I had a lot of fun doing this. What video should I make next? I'm Jake with Lax Weekly. I'll see you next time.